Hey, this is Renee from Renee's Book Hauls. I am doing an author's book haul today and just giving you some books that I've received from some authors. I've been collecting them for about a month now, and I wanted to go ahead and do that today. So, well, let's get it on. Okay, my first book is called The Golden Spider by Anne Renwick. And look at that cover, it's so pretty. Pretty cover. Okay, it's about a London paper's scream of dirigible attacks, kraken swarms, and lung-clogging sulphurous fogs. But a rash of gypsy murders barely rates mention. Lady Amanda is tired of having both her intelligence and her work dismissed. After blackmailing her way into medical school, she catches the eye of her anatomy professor from the moment she walks into his lecture hall. Is he interested in her, or only her invention, a clockwork spider that can spin artificial nerves? Lord Thornton, a prominent neurobiologist, has been betrayed. Secret government technology has been stolen from his laboratory, and a foreign spy is attempting to perfect it via a grisly procedure, using gypsies as test subjects. The last thing he needs is the distraction of a beautiful and brilliant new subject or student, even if her spider could heal a deteriorating personal injury. Until her device is stolen and used in the latest murder, Lord Thornton has no option but to bring her into his laboratory as well as the investigation, where they must fight their growing yet forbidden attraction. Bodies accumulate and fragile bonds are tested as they race across London, trying to catch the spy before it's too late. This is written, like I said, by Anne Renwick. She writes steampunk romance, and I like steampunk, and it's hard to find some good steampunk books, so I'm hoping that this is good. And I'm going to read it, and when I get done, I will write her a review. Thank you, Anne. Thank you very much. Okay. The next one, I was sent 2 books by Donna McDonald. These 2. The first one I'm going to tell you about is Payton 313. There's Cyborgs, Mankind Redefined, Book 1, so I guess that's going to be a series. It says, the worst epic fall of her scientific career, falling for a cyborg she helped create. Kira Winters never meant for her cyber science discoveries to be used for evil. But that's exactly what happened. Now returning Payton 313's humanity is the last chance she'll ever have to atone. She can't get back the lost decade, but she can change the present by restoring the cyborg who was once Marine Captain Payton Elliott. Certainly her grand plan for rectifying her mistakes did not include madly kissing the confused, passionate Marine when he begged her to. The same scientific mind that constructed the cyborg creator code now warned her not to let Payton's tempting offers of heaven cloud her rational decision-making. Yet it's difficult to resist the cyborg she's restoring when he's also the most intriguing man she's ever known. And on the back it has, of course, her email address or her website. But that's her first series. And her second series is Aerial Nanowolves. Nanowolves is a series. This is book 1. Despite her sharp scientific mind and her degree in biomolecular genetics, Dr. Ariel Jones hasn't figured out how her life changed so much in a single day. Before she can blink and ask about what is going on, she's being shot with 1 billion nanos and some very potent wolf blood. Now she can suddenly turn into a giant white wolf with the bloodlust of a starving animal, and she's an alpha wolf, or so she is told by the even larger, very male black wolf who is used to create her. Hallucination she wishes. Whether human or wolf, Reed talks in her head and tells her how to handle things, or rather how to kill them, starting with the men who hold them all captive. Too bad he can't tell her how to put her life back like it was. So that's another series, and the chapters are, it's not a thick book, so I like that. And I will read that and give her a review too. Thank you, Donna. Okay. The next book was given to me by Jared Carney, called Waves. And he wanted to let me know that it wasn't a normal upbeat, feel-good, I guess, type of book. It was serious. And I was still interested in it. Let me let you know what it's about. There's no set route after all, no straight road, no one path. Alex is stuck in Essex, stuck in his childhood home, stuck in a job he hates. The relationship he's been counting on all these years has finally fallen apart. He's run out of things to hope for. Anxious, uncertain, and totally sober, Alex is dragged to the outer Hebrides by his long-suffering friend James. Somewhere between the mountains and the sea, Alex is desperate to find something to ignite a spark of life in him again. Through castles, Calaidas, bothies, lochs, vast beaches, and tiny boats, chance meetings, and old friends, Alex has to learn that maybe taking responsibility doesn't mean the end of feeling free. Jared Carney's beautifully written debut provides the perfect literary escape and appeals to the wanderer in us all. So it's a little book, but I'm interested. I'm still interested. So I want to read that by Jared Carney, and I'll give him my review. The next book is called Keeper, The Morphed Chronicles. It's an autographed copy, written by Ingrid Seymour. It says, for them, free will is a luxury. Greg Papillo both wants and dreads his impending metamorphosis. He's tired of being an ugly runt and always picked last on the basketball court when he could be strong and what girls call drop-dead gorgeous. But as much as he looks forward to the transformation, he also fears the cast it will inevitably assign to him. He doesn't want a common cast, he wants a powerful one, a cool one. Samantha Gibson is average. She's short and a little full around the hips. A terribly cute look for a future chef. She's 2 years away from culinary school, from her uncaring parents, and from carving a perfectly human future. She wants independence, a career, and a quiet life of her own. Except fate couldn't care less about what Greg and Samantha want and gives them exactly the opposite. Greg's metamorphosis assigns him a cast that enslaves him, while Samantha's chance to attend Le Cordon Bleu is taken away. But things are never as interesting as when Ashby, by an intriguing blonde with a hidden identity, enters her life with a splash. Greg's fate is to be Samantha's keeper, to protect her at a time when someone wants her dead. He will stop at nothing to ensure her safety, even if her secret past proves deadly, even if he's keeping her safe for someone else. I like that. That sounds good. And she gave me 2 bookmarkers right here. I have a feeling I might have shown this book before, but yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. Next one is by Sammy Sands. She sent me her whole collection of the AM13 Outbreak series. And I'm thankful for that. I love when they send me the whole collection. And it sounds really good. It's a dystopian series. And I love dystopian series. Or novels. I love those. Okay, I'll tell you what it's about. Leah Watten's practical joke has spiraled way out of control, all to impress a crush. With a prank online video, Leah hopes to catch the attention of Jake Colton, a cute, blonde-haired, blue-eyed co-worker she's had a crush on for months. But instead of sending it to Jake, she manages to forward the clip to her boss, who buys every gory second. When mass panic ensues, Leah learns the video is more than a staged act. The government is calling the virus AM13. As the outbreak spreads, citizens are forced to stay indoors while they assess the gravity of the illness. Most people are quarantined in their homes, but Leah, Jake, and Leah's best friend Michelle are some of the unlucky few who are stuck at work when the lockdown occurs. That's when she first encounters one of the infected. So yes, that sounds really good. And thank you, Sammy, for sending me all three. She lives in the UK, and I know it took her a while to get these to me. She first shipped me a box that never got here, and then she bought them herself and sent them to me from the UK. Thank you, Sammy. I will get on those soon. Okay, the next one is called Airwoman by Zara Quentin. This one, the picture on the cover is Jade Garrick. She is a Terraquan from the world of Terraqua. She is winged, more dragon-like than angel-like, in the image of her dragon gods, as her people were created by their dragon gods to protect and patrol the worlds of the Dragonverse, of which the world of Terraqua is one and ours, Earth, is another. In this sense, she is not a magical being, just physiologically different, though the dragon gods willed their own magic. The military for that enforces this protection is called the Traveler Force, and they pass through the portals between worlds through the Betwixt, the same world between worlds, to protect all worlds from the beasts that inhabit the Betwixt and maintain peace and stability of the Dragonverse. In this story, she joins the Traveler Force, a lifelong dream, and crosses over to another world to find out about the suspicious death of her father and finds that magical forces are indeed afoot. So that's what this story is about. This is book 1, 2, so it's going to be a series. And it's like a dragon-like series. That's what she is. She's a dragon-like character. And yes, that's what this is. Thank you, Miss Quentin. I will read that too. Okay, I had to get some coffee. Oh gosh. That is good. Okay. My next book is written by Kevin Tomlinson. I just got this one. It's the Medallion, Dan Coulter thriller. I guess that's a series of Dan Coulter thrillers. This one is an ancient medallion is unearthed in Pueblo, Colorado, revealing a secret that will rewrite the history of North America. The Vikings somehow made it to the continent's interior centuries before Columbus made landfall, and there they built a city of gold. But today the Colio medallion has been stolen, and a linguist and researcher has been abducted in connection with the crime. Could the abductors be after the fabled city of gold, or do they have more sinister plot in mind? Dan Coulter is an independent researcher who often finds himself in more trouble than he was expecting. But when his colleague is abducted, he finds himself being investigated by the FBI. He must use all of his brilliance and expertise to find her and absolve himself. So, one thing I like about this book that I noticed, each chapter It starts out and it tells you exactly where they at, like Prime Alert, Fire Safety Products, Inc., New Mexico. And the next one will tell you, like in the middle of this, it'll tell you exactly where they're at again. Each one does that, and I love books like that. This is also dystopian-ish type, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Thank you, Kevin Tomlinson. Thank you very much. My next two books was a surprise because I thought I was only getting one from him, from Al Barrera. These two. I thought I was only getting this one, but he sent this one as an extra, and I was really excited about that because they both sound so good. This one I started reading on NetGalley, and when I got in touch with him, he offered to send the paperback, and I was like, of course. So he sent me the paperback, and he sent both, and yes, let me read to you what it's about. The old world is dead and humanity struggles to survive in the shadows of the new one. Kyle, Sarah, and Tim are scavengers hiding in the remains of human civilization from the hungry things that destroyed it, living on the few items that haven't rotted in the 13 years since civilization was wiped out. But something has shown itself, a terrible creature that betrays an intelligence in the madness of the creatures that rule the planet. When the group finds Kaylee, a little girl who claims to know of a safe haven somewhere in Tennessee, they embark on a desperate journey to find it. Memory and loss, depravity and salvation, their last run will put them face to face with horrors of both man and monsters, the likes of which they've never seen. That, like I said, I started reading that. I read the first 2 chapters and it got me hooked. And then I put it down so I could wait to get the book. Really good. Okay, the next one is called Darker Shadows Lie Below, and this one sounded really good too. They came closer with every word, drifting over the ground without moving, beckoning, needing. Something ancient sleeps in the shadows of Umber Gardens. When Dr. Benjamin Kent is extended an invitation to work at a prestigious mental health facility, he thinks it's too good to be true. Ben soon realizes something is wrong at the home. The darkness has eyes and it's hungry. The line between reality and fantasy begins to blur, and soon Umber Gardens' dark secrets force Ben to question his family's safety and his own sanity. It sounds like he might be maybe a doctor. Yeah, it says, of course, Dr. Benjamin Kent. But yeah, it sounds really good. The picture's kind of creepy, but the book sounds good. So those are the ones I got from authors. Okay, I did get sent one more by Lithia Williams. Sent me Stacey Ramey's new book. She also wrote The Sister Pact. She's very good. I'm going to be doing the online review tour for this. It's I can relate to this book. Some things that are going on in my own personal life. So I guess that's why I like this book. I've already started it and I'm a quarter into it. It's really, really good. And I will have a copy to give to some of my reviewers on here. I will have another giveaway and I will give away a copy. But let me read to you what it's about. Okay, they say you can never go home again, and John's about to find out just how true that is. John's mother kicked him out of the house when she couldn't handle his anger, and John spent the last few years bouncing between relatives, but after the last scrape with the law, there's nowhere for him to go but home. Starting senior year at a new high school and fitting into the family that shut him out is a challenge, and it's all that John can do to keep from turning back to bad habits. Lacrosse training helps him focus, as does Emily, the girl next door. She's sweet and smart and makes him think his head may finally be healing. Maybe he's ready to trust again, but tragedy has a way of finding John, and this time it's more than just his future on the line. But just research the book and see what you think of it. It's really good. So that's all from the authors. I picked up a couple that y'all probably, I'm sure, know about. I picked up Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This cover is pretty enough, but when you take off that, you've got this. How beautiful is that? I mean, come on. Gosh, that's just gorgeous. It says, Catherine may be one of the most desired girls in Wonderland and a favorite of the unmarried king, but her interests lie elsewhere. A talented baker, she wants to open a shop and create delectable pastries, but for her mother, such a goal is unthinkable for a woman who could be a queen. At a royal ball where Kath is expected to receive the king's marriage proposal, she meets handsome and mysterious Jest. For the first time, she feels the pull of the true attraction. At the risk of offending the king and infuriating her parents, she and Jess enter into a secret courtship. Kath is determined to choose her own destiny, but in a land thriving with magic, madness, and monsters, fate has other plans. I started reading that too, because I'm reading, I guess you could say, 3 books right now. But when I got the Homecoming, I kind of put these on hold. It's good. It's really good. It's light. It's a very light read, but I like Marissa Meyer. I like her a lot. I always have. And I couldn't wait to get that. I had this on pre-order, so I got it like the day it came out. And the third one I'm reading is Vicious by Ve Schwab. And for those of you who don't know what this is about, Victor and Eli started out as 2 brilliant but arrogant college students who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, a shared research interest in adrenaline and near-death experiences and seemingly supernatural events reveals an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary abilities. But when their thesis moves from the academic to the experimental, things go horribly wrong. 10 years later, Victor breaks out of prison, determined to catch up to his old friend, now foe, aided by a young girl whose reserved nature obscures a stunning ability. Meanwhile, Eli is on a mission to eradicate every other superpowered person that he can find, aside from his sidekick, an enigmatic woman with an unbreakable will, armed with terrible power on both sides, driven by the memory of betrayal and loss. The arch-nemesis have a set course for revenge, but who will be left alive at the end? This is good. I like Ve Schwab. She is really good. I want to read everything by her. I've already read A Darker Shade of Magic. I got the sequel to that. I haven't read it yet. She pulls you in immediately. Like, some people said they couldn't get into it until like the 40-something page. I got into it from the very beginning. I don't know if I'm weird or what. I don't know. I just really liked it. And it was really, really good. So those are what I have. Those are what I'm reading. Drop a line in my comments. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Let me know give me some questions that you would like for me to answer, or things that you would like for me to show. I've got so much bookshelf space that's filled up. I mean, triple booked bookshelf space over here. And I read so much different type of books. I read young adult, I read, of course, adult, I read Christian, I read all kinds of books. And if you want me to talk about any of them, I will be talk about any of them. But it was fun. I enjoyed this one. And until next time, please subscribe and like, and don't forget to come back. See you later.